yeah. Do you see these shades right here? Do you see these shades? They're pretty fly, ain't it? I'll tell you why I have them on. It ain't because of Charlotte and Indiana. It wasn't because of Boston versus Washington. It's because I'm in Tinseltown, baby. The playoffs are here. You know what time it is. It's LeBron. It's Steph Curry. It's Anthony Davis. It's Draymond Green, damn it. The NBA playoffs officially begin tonight in Tinseltown. Molly and Max are holding it down in New York City. Your boys in LA, though. Your boys in LA. This is what it's all about. It's time, y'all. Holla at your boy. Woo!
My whole team ready. Big dreams, big rings, we want it. You won't forget it. We came to handle business.
We look at it as, a Game 7 for sure.
We're rolling with a ton of confidence right now.
We have appropriate fear.
Nobody thought we were going to even be in this position. We can come in gunslinging.
Steph in his bag. Deep, like the fries were at the bottom.
We know who the head of the snake is. He's the best shooter who ever played this game.
James hits it from the outside. Welcome back, King.
I mean, he's a different animal in the playoffs.
So when we're talking about the Mount Rushmore, LeBron's going to be on there. Steph Curry's going to be on there.
When the lights are on, I can talk about how great he is till I'm blue in the face, and he do the same. Doesn't change how we approach that competition. It'll make for a good show.
Tonight's the night. Good day. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into First Take. Stephen A. Smith, Max Kellerman. I'm Molly Karen Rose.
Molly, you and I actually lived in L.A.
Yeah.
for many years,
Yep.
and I sometimes pretend I'm still
Right
there.
downtown, West Hollywood. Good times. I like it. Listen, it's 80
I
plus
like
out
the
here,
shades.
too.
I like the shades on Max. The problem is you indoors and you not in LA. You see what I'm saying?
Huh.
So
It's gonna be like 80 degrees in New York today, brother.
Nice try. But you got to have the shades need to be a little bit more narrow in my personal opinion. Molly, you can add it. You can chime in.
I like those. Those are classic
I like the
Ray-Bans.
aviator style. The aviator
I like the
style, I got
Cartiers
it.
too, Stephen A. But
No.
those Ray-Bans never go out of style either.
Yeah.
I'll leave
They
you with
wanted
this.
the-
It is 80 plus here today. I will be working on my tan lines around 2 p.m. Eastern.
There
See
we
y'all
go.
tomorrow.
There we go.
Okay, the play-in tournament we've all been waiting for. Steph Curry, the scoring champ who LeBron called this season's MVP, facing LeBron James and the Lakers. The Warriors beat Bron in the finals 3 times. Of course, that was with the Splash Brothers intact. And this time, they have to deal with Anthony Davis as well. LeBron took 1, Larry O'Brien from the Dubs. LA favored by 5. I guess I'll start with you, Stephen A. Which would be the more intriguing deep run, in your humble opinion, sir? The Warriors or the Lakers?
Well, we all know it's the Warriors. We all know it's the Warriors because the expectation is about the Lakers. Only thing we worried about with the Lakers is whether or not they're healthy. If they're healthy, we expect it. Nobody would expect that from these Golden State Warriors sans Klay Thompson. They don't have Klay Thompson in the roster. When they do get Klay Thompson back next year, they'll be in these conference finals. I'm telling y'all that right now. But because he's not there, and you got Steph Curry, the league's leading scorer, the ultimate sniper, the greatest shooter God ever created, that dude, and the fact that this dude, if he could put himself in these Warriors in a position where they actually made a run where night in, night out, you tried to figure out a way how to stop a brother from pulling up from 20, from 30, from 40, damn it, 50, because of Steph Curry we talking about. Could you imagine how sensational that would be? We look at LeBron James. We understand what LeBron James brings to the table. Career 27-7-7. We know he's money. We look at Anthony Davis. We know when healthy, he's one of the top 5 players in the world. We know what they bring to the table. Size, girth, basketball IQ, defensive prowess when they want to amp it up. A whole host of things. But LeBron James holding the ball and looking to exploit mismatches is far less intriguing than a brother like Steph Curry pulling up from the parking lot. I'm here to tell y'all right now, when we talk about what would be more intriguing, the operative word is intriguing. I definitely have to say, if Steph Curry went on a tear where he was unstoppable and day in and day out we couldn't figure it out, that would be more intriguing. LeBron and AD, if healthy, we know what to expect from them. Another finals berth.
I think the vitamin D, you're getting too much sun out there, brother. You're too amped up. Settle down, Stephen. I know you're excited to be in L.A.
I only
Settle
arrived
down.
here 4 hours ago.
Well, then you have no excuse. Maybe
Right.
it's too
But I'm
early in the
ready.
morning. You're
I'm ready.
delirious.
It's playoff time. It's playoff
hold
time.
up, hold up. The Warriors' deep run more intriguing? That's wrong on so many levels. First of all, when we say deep run, a deep run for the Warriors would be getting to the conference finals. I think we could all agree that's a deep run for them.
Absolutely.
And they're not going to even get to the conference finals. But in this hypothetical, they ain't getting past the conference finals. That's as far as they could go. Versus a team that maybe the first 8 seed, let's see what happens in this game tonight, to win a championship. The defending champion LA Lakers, who actually have a chance to defend that title and may have to do it against a big 3 in Brooklyn, the most awesome assemblage of talent ever, right? In the big 3. Now, that's 1. 2, think about the stakes personally. When we talk about the NBA, Stephen A., the reason it's barbershop conversation, the way the fight game is because as much of it's a team sport, it's an individual star sport too. And when we talk about individual stars, in the history of sports on earth, the number 1 guy is Michael Jordan. And that's who LeBron is chasing. That's who he's taking aim at. When you talk about maybe catching the greatest athlete who ever lived, and that's what LeBron's trying to do. And you could say no now, but a couple weeks ago, you were sitting here doing the thing, if LeBron wins this year, if he gets by through the West and then beats the Nets, we may have to reopen the conversation about Jordan. He's going for his 5th ring, and he's Jordan chasing. And that is the most intriguing thing in these playoffs.
First of all, you just exposed your lack of basketball knowledge and how you read as opposed to watch, and you really don't know what you're talking about. Because when you talk about an 8th-seeded team, the New York Knicks went to the finals as an 8th seed in 19. Let me finish. You'll understand my point if you take a moment to listen. I know you try to interrupt as a debate strategy that never works for you, because if you interrupt somebody's soliloquy, maybe they won't get to their point, but it ain't working with me. The fact of the matter is they went to the finals as an 8th seed, but nobody expected them to win. In the case of the Los Angeles Lakers, we all know the only reason there'll be a 7th or an 8th seed for these playoffs is because LeBron James missed 2 months and Anthony Davis missed longer than that. Even though Lee a 7th or an 8th seed, there isn't anyone on the planet, including yourself, because you've been on a record stating it on numerous occasions, who view the Lakers as a 7th or 8th seed if it were not for health reasons. And you also conceded the other day with Kendrick Perkins on the show that obviously you're talking about things, but you took health into consideration. If you throw health aside and you take into consideration that they're healthy, nobody is looking at this team this way or nobody is looking at this team that way. And that's what you said about the Lakers, along with a bevy of other teams that suffered injuries. So the Lakers are not or theoretically rather, they are not a 7th or an 8th seed, because we know when healthy, they probably will be the favorites against the number 2 seeded Phoenix Suns. That's not the same thing. So don't talk about how intriguing it's going to be for them to get to the finals or possibly win the championship as a 7th or an 8th seed, because we all know LeBron James and Anthony Davis were out a minimum of 2 months each, and that later in the season, and that compromised everything.
The point of being a lower seed is not no one
be a 7th or an 8th seed. There isn't anyone on the planet, including yourself, because you've been on a record stating it on numerous occasions, who view the Lakers as a 7th or 8th seed if it were not for health reasons. And you also conceded the other day with Kendrick Perkins on the show that obviously you're talking about things, but you took health into consideration. If you throw health aside and you take into consideration that they're healthy, nobody is looking at this team this way or nobody is looking at this team that way. And that's what you said about the Lakers, along with a bevy of other teams that suffered injuries. So the Lakers are not or theoretically rather, they are not a 7th or an 8th seed, because we know when healthy, they probably will be the favorites against the number 2 seeded Phoenix Suns. That's not the same thing. So don't talk about how intriguing it's going to be for them to get to the finals or possibly win the championship as a 7th or an 8th seed, because we all know LeBron James and Anthony Davis were out a minimum of 2 months each, and that later in the season, and that compromised everything.
The point of being a lower seed is not no